let me ask, because you spent some time in Texas, right? Mm-hmm. You was down in Prairie View. You was playing football.
I didn't play football at Prairie View. I played football because I went down there 2 different times. I went down there in high school. I was up in San Diego, and at the time I was playing quarterback for Lincoln. Mm-hmm. It got into some shit with young. It was legendary scrap between me and one of the young reputable San Diego niggas. Shout out to the homie Papa, homie from Skyline, homie. The homie got life right now, but shout out to the homie. I always give shout out to the niggas I ran into along the way because they helped make me who I am today. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It was a big rumble. Moms found out, and that's when I kind of got it was kind of out there. Nigga was doing this shit outside, and mom sent my ass to Texas, homie. I was in the 10th grade. And she was like, nigga, you doing too much, homie.
Yeah, she was trying to save your life.
She was like, you doing too much, my nigga. Mm-hmm. And I told the story before, but it's such a good one. I got to tell it. That's what I do. I tell stories, homie.
For sure.
So mom's just like, she in her mind, she like, my nigga finna start this gangbanging shit. I'm finna get him out of here before. Nigga been already active since the fucking the elementary.
Exactly.
But she get me out of there, right? Send me to my auntie house. Really, it's my mama's cousin. They grew up like sisters in Lubbock, Texas. I fly down there, I get off the plane, I hop in the car with her, she take me home. I'm trying to get away from this shit. Right in her neighborhood where my mom and them grew up with, it's a park up there. I think it's by Dunbar High School. We coming home. When we come into the pad, nigga, it's about 30 Crips up at the park having initiation in the neighborhood in Texas. In like 92, 91, 92. Mm-hmm. The 30s was out there. At like the Denver Lanes, in the 30s was out in Texas, Lubbock, Texas in like 92. And them niggas was active. Mm-hmm. Them niggas they was so excited about that gangbanging shit, homie. Yes, I was indeed. Like, damn. Moms to see me out here, I'm right in the middle of this shit. And all the Crip little niggas in my neighborhood was kind of watching me on how to, do the gangster shit. So they didn't trip off me because it was just me and they was deep as a motherfucker. But yeah, mom sent me to Texas. That was the first time. And then after I finished high school and all that shit, I went down there a second time, and I went to Prairie View. That's when I went to Prairie View.
You went to Prairie View? What made you want to go down to the Prairie View?
Well, what it was, homie, is I always be hating explaining this part too, but for y'all to understand my story is what y'all should want to do if y'all watching this shit. Is I always tell this part of the story, but I don't want nobody to get it mixed up like I'm glorifying being a street nigga and not going to college. But I understand and I know that any nigga I ever know that went to a HBCU, he was different than how I am. So I tell niggas, for y'all to understand the magnitude of me going to college, I'm not like no nigga that you ever knew that went off to college at the time. Nigga, I'm straight number one, shot the, front number one guy in the turf before I went off to motherfucker. It was some shit, homie. It was the best experience I ever had in my life. But I really was not no nigga that was on his way to college. So I say that so y'all don't misunderstand who Mitchy Slick is. Yeah, I'm an intelligent nigga. I think, I wish I would have stayed in school and did all that shit, but I'm not a nigga that y'all would have ever had imagined. And the shit I was doing to end up leaving off to going to college. But I did that shit, and I learned a lot of shit, opened up my eyes, a lot of shit, and let me know that it let me know about being considerate of other shit in the world, because the shit I thought was the shit, it didn't mean shit down there. And when I got there, it was shit that we didn't give a fuck about here that meant everything out there. Like fraternities and sororities, the magnitude that they have on the South and all that shit, we don't do that out here. We don't even understand that. Nigga, you damn near couldn't get a bitch if you wasn't from some shit out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you ain't a Kappa, if you ain't a Q-Dog, you ain't cracking.
They real strong on shit down in the South. I mean, not to say we don't got our values as far as being, I think every, nigga that come from our walks of life, especially from that time era, because it's kind of different now, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
A lot of niggas who came from that time era, we had some sort of, respect and honor about the shit. Even though motherfuckers looked at us as gangbanging or whatever you had it, we just had a different way of how shit is. Like you said, you go down there, they real heavy with the sororities and all of that. Well, that's how we took being from the neighborhood.
Exactly.
We had real respect back then and pride about it. And it's just kind of different now. You know what I'm saying?
A Kappa. I'm surprised you ain't become a Kappa down there.
Now, see, I didn't really fall in. I was the one Cali nigga with the khakis and the chucks on just at school, kind of by myself. I didn't really fall into mingling with all the social shit. You know what I'm saying? But a few niggas that was down there, I dealt with them and hung out with the homies. Got money down there with a couple niggas too while I was down there and shit. That's what I actually went for. I was up at home. And mom's basically was like, look, homie, you done graduated from high school. You ain't going to school right now. You ain't working right now. I'm full-fledged, I'm outside. I'm getting to it. I'm low riding it.
They try to, and the moms is gonna always pretend like, you know, they hear and they see little shit, but they still gonna ride it down to the last. Like,
she tried to.
I gotta steer you, but you already like full-fledged 100%.
Outside.
They kind of know it, but they don't want to, so they still try to, them last efforts to get you out of this shit.
Moms will always try to make sure her baby, you gotta remember, they don't walk around for a whole year with you living inside their ass.
Man, I used to come to the crib, nigga, homies used to drop me off, low riders in the front, niggas jumping out 5 and 6 deep, you know, and we used to have beef with where a nigga lived at, so it was always some hesitation and some friction, and moms used to just, oh no, he don't gangbang. My son don't gangbang.
Yeah.
Man, I used to walk in the house with coats and shit hit up with the hood all on the back of them and sweatshirts and belt buckles with the hood on them and she see pictures all in the nigga room and took in the hood.
She still in denial?
My son don't gangbang.
That's right.
My son,
he ain't never told me he gangbang.
Yeah, they protect you to the fullest, man, to the end of the line and shit.
Mom told me, look, you ain't working, you ain't going to school, you gotta do one or the other. And at the time, one of my best homies had just recently got killed, and niggas went crazy, and before 6 months was passed after he died, all the homies was in jail, and it was still on, homie, and I'm kind of really just out in Dago by myself, really without the homies and the other side. And I was like, what the I'm gonna do, homie? I ain't finna be sitting up in no job every day in Dago. The nigga around and applied to a couple schools, homie. In Prairie View, accepted me. My whole family had went to Prairie View before me, you know what I mean? My mama, my daddy, my grandparents, my uncles, all that shit went there.
That's what Premo people
yeah, Premo. As a matter of fact, Premo got a nephew, Premo and them from Prairie View, and he got a nephew that produced on my new album. Premo he produced a lot of my shit right now, man.
Yeah, his people, his moms and pops and all of that, man. Yes, indeed.
Oh, so you with Premo real heavy?
Premo the homie, but I know that he with the homie real heavy.
Yeah,
I kind of figured his relationship with 8, when he with Slick, because I done did shit and hopped on shit, I figured he feel like kind of like a Slick, kind of like a new era 8 for as in his around, because he don't with a bunch of gangster rap niggas, but he with Slick and he with you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been knowing Premo since, man. First
Premo,
got
we
started.
need to get that MC8 Mitchy Slick collab up in this motherfucker produced by DJ Premier. We need that, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Premo's one of them cats, man. I've been knowing since my first start.
Yeah.
So he's one of those dudes who I still talk to today. Not even on rap shit, man. I talk to Premier about family shit and all of that, you know. So shout out my people's Premier. Him and Face is like 2 people that I've been knowing for, man, since I first started rapping and shit, you know.
I never met Face.
I just talked to Face. He called me about 4 days ago. He'll be out here at the end of this month.
Yeah, Face stay on that road.
He's on that. He decided to go back on tour, you know, like his final roundup. So he's doing dates right now. He's gonna be in Santa Ana at the Garden app.
I did read something like that. Hey, salute to Sly Drexler, man. That's the homie Premo's nephew, DJ Premier nephew from out there.
Oh, okay, for sure.
He a dope ass producer. Nigga down there like make some West Coast shit. And that nigga from Prairie View.
See,
yeah.
He hard.
so you down in Prairie View, Texas, you getting it in, you just staying low key, you getting your little money here, you getting to it, but you kind of staying low key.
I'm staying low key for sure. Yeah, I'm just observing everything. It's the first time ever I really started going to class for real, and going to the library, and it kind of fucked me up because I wasn't even on my woke type shit at the time. I be trying to be on it now about the world and my peoples and all that. But at the time, I was just a young burnt nigga fresh off the track. You know what I'm saying?
But all those experiences made you who you are today, though.
When I'm going to class and I'm hearing these black teachers teach me history, but when they teaching me history, it ain't like I done heard it all through high school. They teaching me history and they telling me what my peoples is doing during the same time that George Washington is doing whatever he doing, or whatever the same time they making the Emancipation Proclamation, what the white folks do. That's what they tell you in the books, but they don't really tell you what the black folks was doing, because they was doing shit all while these great events is happening in American history, but we never learned what we was doing during them times. And when I went to Prairie View, they was teaching us that.
Man, I wanted to go to HBCU.
They was teaching us how we was slaves. Ain't that the crazy shit?
And they was teaching us how we was doing politics and all that shit.
We was just being taught about being slaves, or they might give you one every now and then.
That's all you heard were ways on how you're not superior and just pretty much to degrade you. The whole time. That's what I felt like American history was when I was in high school and stuff, because I took it upon myself to go learn certain things, and I was like you. Once I went to college, I learned even further. I expounded on that. But for the most part, it's almost like a form of buck breaking, to be a little bit like to remind you, you know what? Your big strong daddy, we once had them tied up.
That's a fucked up
so you
shit.
better stay in line. It's almost
like
a subliminal shit.
You fucking kid in elementary, and they want to teach you about how, well, you was a slave and you got brought over here as a slave, and then you get to see in movies how you used to get whipped and chased after and all kind of shit.
Then the one niggas that did stand up for y'all got smoked and shit.
Yeah.
So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to stand up. You're going to get blew down like, you feel me?
It's the biggest form of buck breaking, dog. That's what it is. It's very systematic, man, the way they do stuff and the way they oppress people, right? Because if you get told your whole life that all you've been is a slave and you wasn't shit then and you ain't shit now, what you think you gonna grow up and do? I had a teacher tell me straight up in elementary school, a white dude told me, he said, I don't even know why you try. Why aren't you trying to and what's so fucked up?
I ain't never had that.
What's so fucked up, man?
He just looked at your big ass and was like, man, why you even here, man? Go outside and get a ball and shit. And we gonna pass you right through school and shit.
And it was just, you hear those things when you were a child, man, and it has an impact on you.
Most definitely.
It definitely impact you. So you down there, man, how long did that last, man?
Bro, I went down there for like a year, homie. And while I was down there, a nigga got caught up trying to get to the bag. The first time I ever went to jail, my nigga, I was in college, my nigga.
I knew something was coming. I said, what happened?
I was down there trying to get to it, homie. It's a long story, but I don't feel like going into that shit. Okay, look. We're gonna make it quick. I'm gonna say it fast in the motherfucker. It was one of them weekends, homie, where I guess it was a game, probably our school against Southern or somebody like that. All the kids come in from all over Texas. Some little broad had around and came and didn't go home. 16 years old, came and didn't go home. All right, so they all over the campus looking for her. Mama calling down from wherever they're looking for her. Okay, now, I don't know nothing about where this bitch is at or no shit like that. Anyways, all I know is one day, nigga, they got the dogs coming through the dorms. When they bring the dogs to the dorms, that's either if they finna come raid a room or they just do random checks. Niggas up in my room, I got the screens and shit in the room. I've been getting to the bag up at school. I got niggas in there playing PlayStation or whatever and shit. And the motherfucking dorm director come to my room with the dogs, homie, and it was smelling like weed and shit up in there, homie.
Oh, well, now you in Texas, too.
Come on, my nigga. I'm in a black college and my room smell like weed, and everybody run to the other side, leave me in there. I'm like, all right, it. But what had happened was the little broad was up in this other nigga room around the corner, and I guess she was the nigga across the hall from me, and these niggas knew what was going on. So when they went to his room, he hid her in the closet, and he said, I don't know where she at. I think she in room. Guess whose room he said?
Yours.
My room. And they came to my motherfucking room, found the weed. The little girl get out and go wherever she go. Everybody good, homie, and I go to jail for the first time I ever went to jail. At motherfucking college when I'm just starting to kind of change and try to get
They
my
put
shit
you in jail
together.
behind some weed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Texas don't play when it comes.
Yeah, when
to
it come to weed and shit. And what year was that? That's in, we talk
This
about
is like 90, 95. Or
Oh,
something.
man.
Oh yeah, yeah, 95 for
96.
sure.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangsta chronic pose. This is not your average show.